Let's jump right into the first underlying cause for anxiety, and that's oxygen utilization issues due to an overly alkaline bloodstream. So what happens is the blood actually has a pH range that's pretty narrow that it has to stay within or we kind of die. It's kind of an important factor in the body, and it does what it can to keep that in line. But there's a lot of factors that can push that blood a little bit too far on the alkaline side. And if it pushes too alkaline, what's called the Bohr effect will kick in. And what it says is when the blood leans a little bit too alkaline, it holds oxygen in the blood, and then the oxygen can't leave the blood and go down to the tissues where it needs to be. So this is a kind of big deal. You know the body needs oxygen to survive. If somebody cut off your oxygen, you would kind of go into a panic. So the body can do this too. The body doesn't have oxygen where it needs to be so it can be utilized. The second underlying cause for anxiety that's really common is low mineral and nutrient levels. Minerals are needed in the system for signals to travel from the brain to the body and from the body back to the brain. And when there's not enough minerals in the system, those signals can get dropped and the body can feel a little bit anxious about that. And we tend to experience what our body is experiencing. This is why a lot of antidepressant and anti-anxiety medications work. They work by restricting a person's ability to pee out their salts. So then more minerals stay in the system and they can function a little bit better. So a person, if they're on anti-anxiety medications, they might look at their blood pressure and it'll be in a great range. The reality is that the medication is kind of making their blood pressure a little bit misleading by showing that there's more minerals in the system that are really coming in from the food that you're eating. I'm not saying to stop taking those medications, I'm just saying to understand how they can affect the body so you know what you're looking at. Beyond minerals, when we're breaking down our food, we're also accessing things like vitamins and amino acids and glucose and fats and all these things that the body needs to carry out the functions that it wants to carry out so the body can operate the way that it wants to operate. It's a stressful situation for the body to try to carry out all these functions that it doesn't have enough resources to carry out. And when the body feels stressed like this, it will raise stress hormones that will try to help the system run better with less resources. And these stress hormones can push us into a sympathetic fight or flight state that can literally change the way our body is operating so that the body can operate at a higher level to deal with what it's viewing as an emergency. And meanwhile, in your life, you're looking at, why do I feel like there's an emergency going on? And you look to find reasons in your life that there might be an emergency. Maybe there's not anything, but you're still feeling anxious because the body is feeling anxious and dealing with issues that it views as an emergency.